What if I told you an NFL quarterback threw 5 interceptions in just 30 minutes of football? Not in a full game, just one half. And somehow, he was the hand-picked starter on a team chasing the playoffs. This isn't just a story about bad quarterback play. This is about a gamble that blew up in front of the entire football world. Because Nathan Peterman didn't just have a rough start to his NFL career. He had the worst debut in league history. But to understand how we got there, we have to quickly go back to his college days, which started in Knoxville, Tennessee. His first 2 years at the University of Tennessee, Peterman served as a backup QB. Then came 2014, his third year. Peterman had a shot to win the starting job, but lost out to Justin Worley. When Worley went down with an injury, Peterman finally got his chance, but it didn't last long. After struggling in relief, the Vols turned to Josh Dobbs, who quickly took over as the team's new QB1. So Peterman then transferred to Pitt. He didn't win the starting job right away, but by the third game of the season, he was named the team's QB1. And during his senior year, he finally had the kind of breakout moment that got NFL scouts to take notice. Versus Clemson, the team that would go on to win the national championship that year, Peterman threw for 308 yards, 5 touchdowns, and no interceptions, which led unranked Pitt to a huge 43-42 upset victory. So following that season, Peterman declared for the 2017 NFL Draft. During the pre-draft process, John Gruden said Nathan Peterman was the most pro-ready quarterback in the entire class. And remember, that class included guys like Deshaun Watson, Mitch Trubisky, and of course, Patrick Mahomes. When the draft did arrive, the Bills took him in the 5th round with the 171st overall pick, making him the 8th quarterback selected that year. The 2017 season marked the beginning of a new era in Buffalo. It was the first year with Brandon Beane as GM and Sean McDermott as head coach, a fresh start for a franchise desperate to turn things around. At the time, the Bills held the longest active playoff drought in the NFL, 17 straight seasons without a postseason appearance. As expected, Peterman began the season sitting behind Tyrod Taylor, a proven starter who made the Pro Bowl just 2 years earlier. And for a while, things were going well. By week 8, the Bills were 5-2 and looking like they had a legitimate shot to end their playoff drought. Then came week 10 against the Saints. Buffalo was getting blown out, and with 5 minutes left, Peterman was thrown into the game. Sure, it was garbage time, but he flashed a little something, throwing for 79 yards and the only touchdown the Bills scored that day. Then, the very next week, head coach Sean McDermott dropped a bombshell. He announced that Tyrod Taylor was being benched, and the starting job now belonged to Nathan Peterman. At the time, Buffalo was still firmly in the playoff hunt. They hadn't made the postseason in 17 years. This was supposed to be their year. So when McDermott chose to start a 5th round rookie in the middle of a playoff push, fans and the media were stunned.
I'm a little surprised at this move, I really am.
Yeah, I mean, there's another quote I just saw flash by our screen attributed to him saying this is not an indictment of Tyrod. Then what is it?
And what is it?
You're benching him for Nathan Peterman.
You're looking for a spark by going to a rookie quarterback?
And I'm not knocking Peterman.
Tyrod himself even said he was shocked when he heard the news. McDermott defended the move by saying, "This is about becoming better as a football team, and see if this will make us a better team. As a decision maker, you have to be willing to take calculated risks to get where we're trying to go, and I'm comfortable doing that." November 19th, 2017. The 5-4 Bills traveled to Los Angeles to face the 3-6 Chargers. This was it, Nathan Peterman's first NFL start. And from the opening drive, it was a nightmare. On his very first series, Peterman's pass bounced off his receiver's hands and right into the arms of a defender who took it back for a pick 6. Buffalo got the ball back, and just 3 plays later, another interception. This one was all on Peterman. He threw it off his back foot into triple coverage, and it was basically the F it someone down there meme come to life. The next drive actually went well, but mostly because they didn't let Peterman throw the ball. The Bills called nothing but run plays, marched down the field, and scored to tie it at 7-7. For a brief moment, it looked like they might survive this. Also guys, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Raycon. These are their everyday earbuds, and I love them. Also, look at this cute cover capsule you can get to put on them. So yeah, as you can tell, they look awesome, but they sound even better. You see, these earbuds have 3 sound profiles to customize your listening experience. Pure Sound, their most refined sound, which is perfect for audiobooks and podcasts. Balanced Sound, their most universal and leveled sound profile for all-around performance. This is for you if you listen to a lot of different genres of music. And then there is their bass sound, which, as you could have guessed, has boosted bass. I love to wear these when I'm tidying up around my apartment. I just pop them in, put on some music, and it makes doing the dishes or folding laundry so much more bearable. And guess what? The latest version of Raycon's Everyday Earbuds Classic now come with active noise cancellation. They get 8 hours of playtime and 32 hours of battery. And when you do need to charge them, they have a wireless charging feature. I mean, they're so awesome. Just check out their tens of thousands of 5-star reviews. So go to buyraycon.com/SheGotSports and get 20% off fan favorite Everyday Earbuds Classic, sponsored by Raycon. But the moment they let him throw again, yup, another interception. By the time Buffalo touched the ball in the second quarter, they were already down 17-7. And on the very first play of that drive, pick number 4. 18 minutes into his first NFL start, Peterman had thrown 4 interceptions. And here's the crazy part. Every single drive where he attempted a pass ended with him throwing a pick. The next drive, he somehow avoided disaster, but Buffalo went 3 and out. Drive after that, same thing, 3 and out. And then, just before halftime, Peterman capped it off with an ugly throw for his 5th interception of the game. At halftime, the Bills trailed 37-7. Peterman had completed just 6 passes and thrown 5 interceptions. Sean McDermott had seen enough. He benched Peterman for Tyrod Taylor, who, by the way, had only thrown 3 interceptions all season. Peterman's final stat line was a nightmare. 6 for 14, 66 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. It was one of the worst single halves of quarterback play in NFL history. His 5 interceptions tied the NFL record for the most by a rookie in their first start, but statistically, his was the worst debut ever. Why? Well, because the other rookie to throw 5 picks in their debut, Keith Null, actually played the entire game. Null completed 63% of his passes and threw it 44 times, which means only 11% of his passes were intercepted. Peterman, on the other hand, had a jaw-dropping 35% of his passes picked off. After the game, the backlash was immediate. Fans were furious, and the media lit up McDermott for making the change in the first place. Some believe the move had cost the Bills their shot at the playoffs. Peterman faced brutal criticism, and it didn't stop there. Memes about him exploded, Twitter called it the worst QB performance of all time, and some said he should never start another NFL game. And yet, he did. Despite the debut disaster, Peterman was forced to start in Week 14 after Taylor was ruled out with an injury. He only completed 5 of 10 passes that day for 57 yards before exiting in the third quarter with a concussion. With Taylor back under center, the Bills got just enough wins to squeak into the playoffs with an 8-7 record. Down 7 with just 1:17 left in their wildcard game versus the Jaguars, Taylor suffered a concussion and was forced to leave the game. So in came Peterman with the opportunity of a lifetime. All he had to do was lead the Bills down the field, tie the game, and force overtime, giving Buffalo a shot at their first playoff win in over 20 years. If he pulled it off, he'd be a hero. His nightmare debut would be forgotten about in an instant. And then he dropped back and got picked off. The Bills kept Peterman on their roster for 2018, and somehow he won the Week 1 starting job over rookie Josh Allen and veteran AJ McCarron. The result? Exactly what you'd expect. Peterman completed just 5 of 18 passes for 24 yards, threw 2 interceptions, and didn't lead the offense to a single first down until the third quarter. He finished the game with a 0. Yes, a 0 passer rating. And remember, Josh Allen came into the league as one of the rawest rookie quarterbacks in recent memory. Yet by midway through the third quarter, the Bills had no choice but to put him in. That's how bad it was. After that disastrous Week 1, the Bills brought in veteran Derek Anderson to back up Josh Allen, pushing Peterman down to the 3rd string spot. But in Week 6, Allen left the game with an injury and Anderson was inactive. That meant Buffalo had no choice but to turn back to Peterman. And what did he do? He came in and promptly threw 2 interceptions, blowing the game. With Allen expected to miss multiple weeks, the Bills named Anderson the starter going forward. But just 2 games later, Anderson got hurt too, forcing Peterman into the starting role once again in Week 9 against the Bears. This game was absolutely brutal. Peterman threw 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and the Bills were crushed 41-9. fans around the league were stunned, not just by how bad he played, but by the fact he kept getting chances. That was the breaking point. The Bills signed Matt Barkley to start the next game, and he actually ended up leading the team to a 31-point blowout victory. The following week, the Bills released Nathan Peterman. In the 8 games he played for the Bills, he completed 52% of his passes for 548 yards, 3 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and a passer rating of 32.5. His passer rating would have been higher if he just spiked the ball every play. I'm not kidding, spiking the ball every play gets you a passer rating of 39.6. And oh yeah, out of the 130 pass attempts he had with the Bills, 9.2% of them were intercepted. Prior to the 2019 season, Peterman somehow got another chance. The Raiders, whose head coach was John Gruden, you know, the guy who said Peterman was the most pro-ready QB in his class, signed him. He spent the next 4 years with the Raiders, bouncing between the practice squad and serving as Derek Carr's backup. Then in 2022, he signed with the Bears. And people were like, what? How and why do teams keep signing this guy? Does he know something about the league? Does he have dirt about this league? Why do they keep giving him a chance? In Chicago, Peterman yet again bounced between the practice team and serving as the second string QB. He even got to start in a game. 2023 was the last year Peterman played a snap in the NFL. And going into the 2025 season, he is a free agent. If you want to learn about how one of the worst quarterbacks in NFL history actually won a playoff game, check out this video up here.